Hello everyone, my name is Greg. Since YouTube has this trailer thing now with your channel that those that aren't subscribed to you, you can have this trailer that they can see, or those that unsubscribe, they'll see this trailer featured on your channel. I figured I'd make a video like that, but I'm also going to have this out there as if you guys would rather see or would prefer or think that another video of mine would be better as the trailer, just let me know in the comments section below. But this is one of the few times in the video that I will mention, if you like what I do, subscribe. If you haven't, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Flagship Radio, the different places that I put out information and do programs. The links for all of those will be in the description bar below. But this video, as you would no doubt, the thumbnail would have gotten your attention. That is one that I had photoshopped years ago. And I came across it recently and I thought, you know, I can do something with this. So I had made this image, adding a few words to it. The second coming suddenly makes sense. I understand that some Christians may be all offended at that picture, but I really don't care. Honestly, I don't. Another one that, surprisingly, a friend of mine that is a friend of mine in real life as well as on Facebook, I had posted this picture, which is the thumbnail of the video I did on unconditional love. Because my thought, and in a sense I made the picture, I found the heart and so forth and thought that looked cool. And the words I wanted to put in there because it was a message that I wanted people to get through their fucking head. And it's, for those that have a problem reading, it's unconditional love does not hate, threaten, belittle, condemn, judge, torture, demand, control, require human sacrifice. It only loves because it's unconditional. Why can't religion get this? Seems harmless enough, right? The idea is a smack in the face to the Christians. But it's harmless enough. A friend of mine said he lost 7 friends on Facebook because of it. And he keeps posting it. And I have no problem with him posting it, sharing it all he wants. Absolutely rub their nose in it. By all means. I am all for rub the Christian's nose in the fact that they do not operate out of unconditional love. They don't even know what the term means. Unconditional. Everything about Christianity is 100% conditional. Everything about the Christian God is 100% conditional. There is nothing unconditional about the Bible God. That goes for the Quran too. Allah. Because it's the same sadistic bastard. Just different culture with a different name and a different fictional book. But then there is this one that I had compiled. 4 different images, and actually 3 different, because the one I just typed in Jesus Hitler. And oddly enough, that picture already exists online. But, and it fit what I wanted to do. A tale of 2 monsters. Jesus sends his enemies to hell. Hitler sent his enemies to death camps. Now, tell me again how your Jesus is a figure of love. What could also be added is the Jews that were killed by Hitler. If this Jesus and the Bible God would be real, they would have been tortured by Hitler only to find out, oh yeah, you were Jews. You didn't believe in Jesus. So guess what? You get tortured forever. Not only were you tortured in life, you're tortured for all eternity because the God is as evil as Hitler. And to Gary's fat friend Kendall, God can do whatever God wants because God is God. Yeah, Sieg Heil, right? That's how you operate? Sieg Heil to your God? Your God is a Hitler. Or as I would have said, as I pointed out in my debate with Gary, your God is what you would call Satan! That's what Christians are really worshiping. The Christian Bible says a tree is judged by its fruit. What kind of fruit is torture and murder? What kind of fruit is torturing those that don't think as you demand? Seems like rather evil fruit to me. And if that's what you're worshiping, Kendall, you're worshiping, let's see, should it be Satan? Go ahead, Kendall. You want to debate with me? Do you want me to give you a public fucking spanking? Isn't it enough that I embarrass you on fucking YouTube? Do you want me to embarrass you in front of the whole fucking world? It won't be a nice debate like it was with me and Gary. I can guarantee you that, jackass. But if you want for me to publicly humiliate you in front of the whole fucking world, by all means, fucking bring it. I think Dan would moderate it. But it would be, I'd let Dan know, don't try and hold me the fuck back. My language is going to fly. It won't be on regular radio. This will be on internet radio because there's going to be a lot of fucks and shits and it's going to be fucking brutal. If you really want a piece of me, jackass, fucking bring it. Alright, this isn't going to be the trailer. Yeah, guys, I know. That fat bastard pisses me off. But I will publicly humiliate him if he wants. If he's really that interested in being publicly humiliated, by all means, I will do it. And since Flagship Radio is, all of the bugs have been worked out with that, it will be live on Flagship Radio, and I'll be able to have callers calling in. I ain't playing. It'll also be recorded on the Oval and uploaded on YouTube. If he really wants this, I will thoroughly embarrass him. There will be no nice feature about it. Because people like him do piss me off. Another image that I had found is, I guess, a quote from James D. Miles, whoever that is. You can judge the character of a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him. That would be to use the term, a creator God, a God of the universe. We can do nothing for them. The way he treats those that can do nothing for him. That's how you judge the character of the man. And if that type of being that Kendall bows to is, do as I demand or be tortured, shows a lot about the character. Shows a lot about Kendall's character. That he can go along with a Sieg Heil type of mindset. I mean, his parents should be embarrassed. His being a fat ass is not even close to his problems. He has so many. His being a fat ass is just kind of cherry on top. It's just, he can't get a woman because he's such a negative shit. He can't really, as far as I bet, Gary's his only real friend. Because he goes around and he's all about spewing hate. Hate if you don't think just like him. Gary, I challenge you on this. Turn away from him. Even if you still believe the shit, tell him you don't. Tell him you don't stand with what he's going along with. oppose him. And I guarantee you, he will spew the venom at you. Because he has no love in him. He only has hate. He only has self-righteousness. He doesn't have anything. The thing is, this isn't just about that fat ass. Here is one that, when I saw this, it made me chuckle. Because this is a Christian that their first line that you can see, I know the atheists out there are pretty much losing it. Because God does not experience anything. That is saying God doesn't exist. Every living thing has experiences. Every living thing. If something doesn't experience anything, then it doesn't exist. Pinhead doesn't experience anything because Pinhead doesn't exist. Darth Vader doesn't experience anything because Darth Vader doesn't exist. It's that simple. But then this person contradicts himself when he said, God is omnipresent, therefore he cannot not be in his creation. If this God is part of his creation or everyone, then it experiences reality, life, through everyone. It's called contradicting oneself. That right there, it pretty much ended the conversation between me and that jackass. Because it's one, pretty much, they're putting their head on the chopping block and saying, please, deliver the fatal blow. And I did, laughing at them. Absolutely rolling. I had posted that on Facebook, and one of my friends that is a Christian had said about, that makes absolutely no sense. That has to be the dumbest comment. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. I have friends that are Christians. It doesn't necessarily, I don't care that they believe it or not. I mean, what someone believes, it really doesn't matter. It's the type of things that they spew. The friends that I have, like her, I've done different flagship radio, Mr. Good and Kinky, or Good and Kinky Show programs with her as my co-host. And it's one, I may upload them in the future. That would just be an audio aspect because I don't have the video for that. I don't know if she'd even want to be on video in that regard. But it's one, she doesn't believe in the hell aspect, and in many ways doesn't fit the quote-unquote Christian mold. And when I say Christian mold, I mean fundamentalist Christian. Because there's a bunch of them that are really, they're nasty people. There's no two ways about it. Because it's like this picture that I had made for Christians that want to try and act like they're so moral. Christian morals. Think as we demand, think as we say, or be tortured. That appears to be how Kendall, Gary, and those like him, Westboro Baptist Church, how they operate. I really feel that Gary and his fat friend Kendall might as well just join the Phelpses and be part of Westboro Baptist Church, because at least then they would be among those that are equally as vile. But I wanted to include some of those because, and here's one just for the sheer hell of it, because I'll do a video on stupid religious signs. But this one, you can see this, it's a Methodist church. Christians should go to hell. I have two observations for this. Number one, last time I checked, Methodists were still considered Christians. Number two, doesn't this seriously piss on the point of being a Christian? There is some stupidity out there that people really need to wrap their head around, or try to. But the last image I'm going to show you is one that I had also made. The aspect of prophecy is shitting on free will. That took a little bit of effort to Photoshop it like that, but the effect, I like it. And it is quite fitting for, basically for an all-knowing God, any type of prophecy about the future. If anything can say this is what's going to happen, that means that what you choose, all free will, is tossed out the window. So it's one, Christians, if you want to talk about all your prophecies of Jesus, it's taking a dump on free will. Because that means, in order for the prophecies to have come to be fulfilled, that means nobody had free will. Everything they did was known beforehand that they would do it. Otherwise, it couldn't be predicted of this and this and this will happen. So you have to make a choice, Christians. Do you want your prophecies, or do you want your free will? You can't have both. This is Greg.